Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. Go ahead, hit the like, hit the share. This video is going to be about Minister Farrakhan's support of R. Kelly. I keep hearing Angelo Clary bring up the Nation of Islam, but I have a funny suspicion that they will support R. Kelly and not him. And why, you might ask? Let's go back to Barry Hankerson. You might want to pause this, go back and watch the video I did on Barry Hankerson, the man behind Aaliyah's downfall or the destruction of her legacy. However I worded it, just check that video out. Then come on back here and watch Mr. Farrakhan tell you out of his mouth, in a sense, that Barry Hankerson was behind the setup.
I had a 4-hour talk with R. Kelly. Now listen, no. He came to our home with 6 of his friends. And I told him, I have had a message in my heart for you for over 20 years. And I'm so glad for the opportunity to share it with you. He was managed by a friend of mine. What's that, brother? Barry Hankerson. And Barry told me I'm going to get rid of him. I said, Barry, be patient. I said, that boy is deeply spiritual. A man can't write no songs like that and not have God all up in him, but he's got to be cleansed. Do you understand what I'm saying? All of you in here have done something wrong, but you are not evil people. Somebody got to reach into you and bring out the God that's in you and clear you of your evil. That's why we recorded this song. He looked beyond my faults and he saw my need. Brothers and sisters, we'll never find the love and the unity and the peace that we deserve unless we're able to look past someone's faults to see what they need and address that need.
If you would like to see the rest of that video, you can go to Survivor's channel, Farrakhan and R. Kelly, 4-hour meeting, says Farrakhan.
Listen, press. If we followed you back home and checked your bedroom situation out, how would you make it tomorrow if we showed what you do at night on the 6 o'clock news? As though you don't smoke dope. As though you're not freakish in your sex life. How could you be so bold to tear others down when your stuff is not together? You know, the religion of Islam, as well as Christianity, tells us that you want for your brother what you want for yourself. And Jesus told you, do unto others as you would like others to do unto you. No politician is running on the Jesus Christ platform. These people are not saying, vote for me, I'm the second coming of Christ. They didn't say to you, I'm sinless, I'm pure. So you dig in everybody's life to find something. Well, hell, you could do that with everybody. Why don't you do that with the Pope?
So let's jump back in. Let's say at some point you realize something's not right with your finances and or your deals. According to these UFC filings, I see a lot of trading in 97, 98. It goes back. All the people that were in charge of his finances had a lot going on in their background. And you got Robert S. Winkler and McDavid. That would be Daryl McDavid. 97, 98, 99, 2000, 2001. Then you got the R. Kelly Publishing appearing in 2002. Same time frame this sex tape emerges. According to Lipstick Alley, Derogatis approached Stephanie Edwards when writing his initial piece. So he was writing an article about none other than R. Kelly, and he approached Edwards. Of all people, he approaches Sparkle. He says he received a tip about Kelly and her niece, but she declined, thinking the allegations nonsense. 11 months later, Edwards called Derogatis back. She had seen the video. She was hysterical and in tears. She didn't know what to do. She called the police and the Division of Children's Services and broke down, allegedly. It goes on to say a couple of weeks later, Derogatis got a call to go to his mailbox, and there was the videotape, unmarked, no note, no nothing. I sat with Stephanie and showed her the tape, the child porn, that is, and said, "Is this what you saw?" And she broke down and said, "Yes, it is." And then as soon as we knew what we had, we turned it over. That's a lie. They did not turn it over until his boss instructed him to do so, because he planned to keep on to it for some little souvenir. But anyways, so he gets this unmarked videotape, no note, no nothing. He goes back to an earlier conversation with Sparkle. Who tells him about Sparkle? Barry Hankerson. Barry Hankerson is the one who gave him the tip about the so-called settlement with Tiffany Hawkins, and also fed him all the information about Aaliyah. Moving forward, he anonymously sends this package to him and sends him to Sparkle. Kelly himself sure seemed to think Hankerson was responsible for the tape going public, as he said in an interview with Chicago's NBC News the day after the story of the tape broke out. I have an ex-manager, that I let go a while ago. And ever since, these people have been trying to come at me and trying to blackmail me. The reason these things are happening, I really do believe, is because of the fact I didn't fall back as far as blackmail. Straight like that. But nobody ever listens to him saying it's clear blackmail. Starting with who? Barry Hankerson. According to this, the Daily Swarm speculated about who delivered the videotape at the center of the R. Kelly child pornography trial to the Sun-Times' Jim Derogatis. So who delivered it, and why did he call somebody else to view it instead of immediately giving it to the police? Today, a newly released interview transcript from 2002 seems to confirm that R. Kelly's former manager and uncle of Aaliyah, Barry Hankerson, is the person who brought the tape. Why? Because it's all about money for him. Same way when Aaliyah passed away, he wanted to collect the insurance instead of her mother. All his evictions, all his lawsuits. These people should have really looked into the people they took these stories and allegations from, because their hands aren't clean. And Barry Hankerson is even being accused of blowing up his ex's car, in which she sued him for $5.8 million. Luckily, the courts ruled that Aaliyah was not a property asset for Barry Hankerson, who was trying to collect the insurance policy on her. But that's just an example. People want to keep feeding the narrative that he cared so much about Aaliyah. She was just a property asset. And I quote,
in 1991 with the group Public Announcement, R. Kelly has been a force to be reckoned with. He's become one of his time's most prolific singer-songwriters, but just like Marvin Gaye, one of his musical influences, Kelly tries to balance a talent that creates uplifting songs like the now classic I Believe I Can Fly, with raw and sometimes raunchy hits like Bump and Grind. The performer is said to share another dubious tie with Gaye. Kelly has been rumored to have romanced underage girls. The whisper started in earnest around 1994, when word was out that he had secretly married a 15-year-old then upcoming singer named Aaliyah. After constant
who put that out? Barry Hankerson.
denials from both parties, it was later revealed that the secret marriage had been annulled by a Michigan judge months later. Yet, that seemed not to be an end, but the beginning of troublesome rumors. Stories would surface on the street that Kelly had a penchant for young girls. In 1996 and last August, the singer was hit with suits alleging he had engaged in sex with minors. The singer would settle both suits without admitting guilt. Until recently, Kelly had seemed to weather the storm. That was until the now infamous 26-minute videotape surfaced. This tape allegedly shows the singer having sex with a number of women, including a young female who had been identified as a minor. Chicago police were given the tape and say their investigation is ongoing. Kelly could face jail time. Much has been said about the tape and Kelly since it surfaced, including whether the singer's career can sustain this scandal. Many have already convicted him, partly because he has remained silent about the accusations until now. I sat down with the singer this morning in Atlanta, where he's working on new music. Clearly a difficult time for you now. How are you holding up?
It's very difficult, but I'm holding my own. Got a lot of support from a lot of people out there praying for me. So, I feel pretty good.
Let's talk about why you decided to talk now.
I've been wanting to talk ever since I heard about all of this, but unfortunately, you got to go get lawyers, you know what I'm saying, to get protected because of the fact that I'm famous, and there's just a lot of people coming at me right now. So as soon as I went to the lawyers, of course, they tell you to shut up. You know, you can't say this, you can't say that. And that's one thing I really wanted people to understand, that I've been wanting to say something. I've been wanting to come out and, you know, and say what I had to say. But unfortunately, when you are me, you know, or famous, they tell you can't say nothing. So I had to pound them over the head and tell them that, you know, it's just enough is enough. You know, people coming out of the woodwork now. I gotta come out and say something. So even though one hand is behind my back, but I'm here. You and I talk.
And this the one thing that's been getting me. Somebody should have been there to say, look here, those attorneys work for you. You need to tell them to do this for you. That's why I feel like it's set up to look this way.
About a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, right before the tape came out. And I asked you about the rumors at that point. There was no alleged tape. Mm-hmm. And you said you'd been dealing with those rumors for a long time, and somehow you'd learned to live with that in one instance. Was it the fact now that there is a purported tape that you said, okay, I don't care, I gotta come out now? Was it the tape that put you over the top?
This did it for me. That, and then also the long caboose of the trains that comes along with it, people coming out of the woodwork saying this, that, and yada, 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 yada about me. And just the rumor of it all, you know, it made me say, I gotta come out and I gotta say something.
Are you, and I know you all have drawn the wagons and you keep your camp close, but are you aware of how many people believe you to be guilty now?
I've heard a lot of people say a lot of things as far as I'm concerned, as far as the tape is concerned, as far as a lot of rumors. But right now I can't really deal with that because I got to deal with, you know, showing people that I'm not guilty. I got to deal with dealing with the fact that I got a life and I got to protect that life.
You also have a family.
Yeah.
How are they dealing with this? You have 2 children.
Yeah.
And a wife.
Yeah.
How are they dealing with this?
Well, my wife is totally behind me because she knows the truth, and she's in my corner. And my kids are too young right now to really know what's going on, but I'm sure when they grow up, they'll know the truth.
How much do you think about them when you look at the situation?
I think about them maybe 1,000,000% more now than I was thinking about them before, which was billions of percents, you know what I'm saying, as far as thinking about my kids. And the reason why is because all of this is... It has brought me to a conclusion, you know, as far as, you know, trying to make a change in my life and just trying to turn this whole